As we were discussing earlier, I know that you are doing some kind of a syndication work. So let's talk about that. So what is it? What exactly you're doing? How's it going?
Yeah, sure. So, um, through networking, and I can't touch on this enough, right? Through networking in my local meetups and things like that in my state here, I ran into everyone doing a little bit of different things in real estate. And so the one individual I ran into, he was doing syndications in the Midwest. And, I was really curious about that because I was like trying to find my next deal, but the market was like crazy just after the pandemic. Everyone was buying. So it was a little harder to get in. And I wanted to do something with my money to stay, investing and stay in the game of real estate. And so he came to me after I looked at a bunch of his deals and we kept in touch for about a year or two. And then he finally brought me a deal that he had in Indiana in Evansville. And he said, hey, this is going to be a really good one. This is the first one that we're doing as a equity partnership. So instead of just getting a guaranteed return, the sky's the limit. So we could see a better return than just the guaranteed return. And that was kind of cool because you're part of, you're what they call an LP in this deal, and you're a limited partner, but you get to basically win if everyone wins, and I like to see that. So, and I figured my money was better spent in a deal like that, where if the market continues to do well and they do a good job and pull off a good job at this building, then everyone can get a little bit more money than they were expecting. And then that's really exciting for everyone. So, I think it's a 52 unit complex, and they're basically doing the BRRRR strategy. It was bought from an older owners that were retiring. They got it for a good deal. The appraisal, as soon as we had got it, was higher than the purchase price, so that was great. So it was kind of walking in with instant equity. So that's good for the investors to see that. Kind of is a good sign of a great deal. And then they started rehabbing the units, and their goal for this whole syndication is to up the rents, rehab the units, continue upping the rents, because I haven't seen renovations in that place in years. So they're just making them more modern and then pushing more rents out of them as well. And then after, it's a 3-year project. So in that's basically what they're doing in those 3 years. And then at the third year, as long as the market's good and everything, then they would sell the unit, get obviously way more than we paid, and with renovations, and then that would get distributed to the investors. And there's a clause in there that if the market for some reason isn't that good in 3 years, we just hold it until it is, and the investors would get distributions from the income generated by the rents until it's sold, or what have you there. So I thought it was really interesting, and I decided to go into it. It was a minimum investment of like 50K, but you could put as much as you wanted into the deal. So we went into that, and I think we just completed our first year, and we got 2 more years ahead of us. So